Hi, my name is Brianna. I will be analyzing the movie Seven. I was always really interested in films by David Fincher, and so I was pretty excited when we were going to watch this movie because I had never seen it before. The only other movie I could compare it to is Fight Club, but even then the cinematography of it is pretty different. So just starting off, he uses a serial killer genre to show the deep moral problems of today. So the movie is basically about the seven deadly sins, and throughout the movie, the murders represent each sin. And so I feel the cinematography of it, he connects it to everyday people, everyone sins, everybody is a sinner. And so his overall goal, or the serial killer's overall goal, is to bring out these sins in people. And so when he surrenders himself to the police department and Detective Mills and Detective Somerset are on the case, he kind of brings it out of them, especially following up into the end. What was funny is I was reading something online and I didn't notice this at first, but Kevin Spacey, who plays the serial killer, his name isn't even in the opening credits, and so David Fincher kind of kept it a secret, which I thought was really, so it shocked the audience when we discovered who the serial killer was. So I thought that was really a really great choice of filmmaking. He uses that same tactic. I know when I saw Fight Club, when you watch the whole movie, you don't really understand what's going on until the very end. And so in the beginning of the movie, there's a constant reference to this place. There's no actual name for the city, so it kind of creates this mood where it's a little gloomy, especially because it starts out with it raining constantly. So it definitely creates a very gloomy mood that the audience tunes into. This place, it's not a very great place. So it kind of emphasizes that the badness of the city and how it's just full of sinners. Each of the killings are pretty shocking and gruesome, and I think that the filmmaking aspect of it was important that they were gruesome. And what I took note of is that we never directly see the killings happening. It's always the aftermath. And so Fincher avoids kind of showing direct violence throughout the whole movie. The only time it really shows violence is when Detective Mills kind of gets beat up, and we actually see a killing at the end when Detective Mills shoots John Doe, and that's the only time we see direct violence, really. So I thought that was very interesting, and it caught my attention right towards the end, and I looked back and realized it never showed direct violence, only in pictures or the murders, and it was just the aftermath. So I also thought it was very important how he kept the serial killer kind of a secret, from the very beginning. Even when when the detectives go to his apartment and they see him, his face is kind of shadowed, so when he emerges, everyone, the audience is shocked. We didn't know who it was till kind of the very end. And then I thought it was really cool how Fincher tapped into all of our senses, really. So it's so our eyes, ears, nose, mouth, whatever. Especially in scenes where Brad Pitt is gagging over the bucket of blood, in, I think it's the first murder. It really even though we don't see inside the bucket, it's we feel his how grossed out he was over it, and so it kind of made us kind of gag ourselves. Or the ticking of Detective Somerset's clock, that was pretty unsettling. So my ears really tuned into that, and that really caught my attention, is that he kept showing the clock, and I feel it definitely showed the restlessness and unsettlingness of Detective Somerset's character. And it was just total opposite to Detective Mills. and I really just liked how he built so much suspense throughout the movie. And it was a very like cliche storyline, like, oh, like one detective's retiring and another detective is like just emerging, and it's in this city where there's a bunch of crime. But actually watching the movie, it was like a masterpiece. It was totally, didn't expect anything that had happened. So I feel like Fincher's filmmaking skills are like excellent. There's no other really movie like it. It's a very original film that tunes into the senses and keeps you guessing. And it was really shocking, especially at the end. Like, even though it was like the killer or the serial killer, John Doe, like he got there was justice because he was killed by Detective Mills, but then the serial killer also won because he brought out the sins from Detective Mills, and he brought out sins from Detective Somerset. So I thought that was really interesting, so in a way the serial killer won, but then we also got justice as an audience because the serial killer died. But overall, it was just an amazing movie, great cinematography, and so that was my quick little analysis of it, and I really enjoyed it.